here. I'm going to be playing through the storyline mission Sign of the Times. Now, this is the sort of bridge mission that takes you from Solomon Island and sends you to Egypt. It is specifically Templar. The Illuminati get one called, I believe, Questions and Answers, and the Dragons get Total Eclipse. So yeah, let's head in and talk to Richard Sonnac and see what he has to say.
It's a bit short to be in the Templar.
I'm not really any shorter than... Well, I guess I'm a little shorter than the folks. Anywho.
Ah, welcome back. That's quite the 1,000-yard stare. Believe me when I say that you did everything you could have done, and even found time for a little collateral salvation, despite my instructions to the contrary. I won't feign disappointment. You were as noble as the situation was not. I only hope you weren't expecting a neat and happy ending, or I would have cushioned you better for the vertiginous letdown. This was only a small, ugly battle in a long, long war. Remember Solomon Island as a learning experience all about evil. Evil cannot be swept under the rug, buried beneath the artificial turf. It must be dealt with quickly and absolutely. That's our cue. Without conviction, we are nothing. You saw that pretender Beaumont hold a weapon that once united kingdoms and banished stellar gods, and a lot of good it did him. What a difference conviction makes. The sword was Excalibur. It belongs in an occult museum, not with some roadside diner Lolita who fancies herself a black magician, but we will find her. Let's face it, it's not the first witch hunt we've ever launched. We must. If such a thing were to make it to the open market, it's the end of the secret world. That reminds me, Detective Inspector Shelly will be needing our assistance. Don't keep her waiting too long. It might wear on her sunny disposition.
So yeah, if I understand correctly, if I remember correctly, all these missions are sort of not investigation missions per se, but they're they sort of have a little bit to do with the town in which the headquarters are based, right? So this one has you going around London, the Dragons, Seoul, pretty simple stuff, but it's generally kind of neat backgroundy information, which works for me. I like atmosphere. Not everything needs to tie into the overarching storyline, to be perfectly honest. If everything tied together, it would be I don't know, a little much to be. I mean, really. Let's see here. First time I ran this mission, ages back, it took forever to find out where the detective inspector was. I just had a really hard time finding these things here. I don't know why. It's pretty basic, but I just had the damnedest time with this back alleyway. Anywho. Hello, Detective Inspector.
Mint? Terrible habit. I needed to quit smoking, but I think I'd have to start again to get off the mints. Ritual murders are tough on the digestive system, but it is part of the job. Part of this assignment. It's tough and it takes some getting used to. Not everyone does, so they keep having to send me fresh meat. You'd think they'd do a more thorough job with the psych evaluation. The assignment is called Cults and the Occult for a reason. While you were out of town, we tied a couple of homicides back to the exotic black markets here. Unnatural homicides. If murder was ever a natural part of things. We'll take care of it. We always do. But before we do, you'll need to have a poke around the crime scene. Some things need to be kept out of the official reports, even if the reports are automatically filed under Agenda 71. It's procedure. Besides, Sonnac likes to send his own people for anything of this nature. I assume he told you what you're looking for. Frankly, I don't want to know. I'd warn you, but I imagine you've seen worse since we last met. One more for the road? It might help keep your breakfast down.
Yeah, fun times. I don't know that you ever actually run into Miss Shelley after this at all. But, like so many of the older folks, they just have a whole bunch of dialogue, which is always fun. Anywho.
You set up walls to keep it apart from you, but it still gets inside.
Go into cold storage. Alright, so we are... Oh, well, that looks fun. Hanging dead bodies are always, a thing in FunCon games. I'm kidding, they do manage to do it a lot. Of course, the chanting is interesting in the background there. Let's see here. Find a way to remove the barrier from the symbol. So I guess there's a... Okay, yeah, I just can't walk over it. Let's see here. Can I interact with the... No. What about these guys? Do anything with the hanging dead guys? No. Alright, what else can I do here? Yeah? No. Okay. Don't know that that really did anything with the barrier, but What door? Oh, okay. That's the door that opened. That is hardly a secret door, by the way. Like, if you build a place and you need a secret door, don't have the key to the secret door be this giant flip switch here. Like, what the hell? And, and even more so, if you do it, don't make the door so rusty that it makes a really loud, obvious noise when it opens. Just, some hints, couple clues. Let's see here. Search hidden room for a way to remove the barrier. Alright, so there's recording 1, 2, and I'm assuming that's 3. Yeah, recording 3. Alright, let's listen to these, shall we? Recording 1.
This is Nick Lamb. I'm recording this as a reference for those who come after me for future research. I retrieved an item from a crate that came through the warehouse. I could hear it from my office the night it arrived. It whispered to me. It's an Egyptian mirror in the shape of anchor. Very old, can't place it. Ebony frame, polished metal surface but not copper. Inscribed with the symbol of the sun god, Aten. But most incredibly, it's full of stars. The mirror isn't a mirror, it's a window into another world. I'm going to London. I have contacts there, and I can find the tools I need, ingredients. I'm going to find a way to open the window.
That sounds like an incredibly bad idea. Just gonna throw that out there. Also, if a mysterious artifact starts whispering to you, just ignore it. Do, the world a favor, right? Anywho, next.
The stars are talking to me. I don't sleep anymore. When I slip into dreaming, I hear them. They whisper. They tell me to do things. The mirror is hungry for blood, for flesh. Oh, God, help me. I can't stop myself. I want to do everything it's asking me to do. Oh, what's happening to me?
See? Further proof that if a mysterious artifact starts whispering to you, you just ignore it. Just ignore it, because it never ends well. Let's see here. Da-da-da.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! What have I done? What have I done? I've killed. I've hit the mirror. It was insatiable. It wanted more. And then the window opened and the darkness came through. And now this thing inside me, it's multiplying. Like worms squirming in my soul. If the darkness breaks free, it will... I have to trap it inside me. I have to bind it in a prison of flesh. The thing inside me and the mirror that unleashed it. There's a spell. I find a book. I need to sacrifice myself to trap it. It has to be contained, even if it means... Oh my God. May God have mercy on my dark soul.
Poor guy. I do have to say that sounds a little bit like the filth, unfortunately. Let's see. The Book of Dust. What do we have here? Oh, that looks like the ritual. Snuff the candles on the ritual. Okay, so, oh, it's 1, 2... So, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8. So ta-ta, 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 ta-ta. Alright, I can do that. One, 2, 3, 4. Nice symmetric snuffing of candles. Always fun. Assuming I remember that correctly. There we go. Retrieve the Ankh. Oh. That actually startled me a little bit. Well, there we go. Mr. Reclaimer. Yay! I do like those guys. They're a really cool character model. I don't run into them nearly as often as I would like. Alright, well, use the black Ankh. There we are. And, ooh, the librarians. So the Temple Club is actually fun. I sort of wish there was something like it in all the zones. I really wish that they hadn't tried so hard to make Tokyo the sort of social hub, because it didn't really work. Like the Agartha ends up being the social hub. You know, it's where everyone goes to find groups to just chat and hang out. In a lot of cases. London gets, you know, more of a role-play sort of thing, and then everyone has to come here for all their banking and stuff like that, which is unfortunate. You know, I think every zone, like, the Illuminati shouldn't have to come to London to do their banking, right? But they've sort of stuck with it, and I don't think they're ever going to change at this point. Just because, I mean, they'd have to use new art assets. You know, they don't want to. You wouldn't want to just have them plop down a character in Seoul that's like, oh hey, now I can do a banking thing, yay! You know, they'd have to do new art assets and set up a little store, like a bank or a post office or something like that in Seoul, for it to be, you know, in keeping with the rest of the game, right? But I wish they'd sort of been able to make every faction's city its own hub, kind of like London, because London has some really cool stuff. Although I suppose, to be fair, Seoul does have the PC Bang, which I don't know if you know this, but the they added a little thing to the game a while back where they can actually do text adventures in the game. It's like a UI little thing, and you can actually play text adventures in the PC bug, which is fun, actually. So I think it's New York that gets a little bit short shrift. Anywho, here are the librarians, right? Beaucoup enchanté. Just don't make me hurt you. Don't make me hurt you, woman. That's pretentious.
Oh, it's worrying. Shocking, but nothing new or indeed entirely unexpected. Oh, trafficking in a cult. Paraphernalia is older than time. King Solomon had a famous collection, and I'm told Xerxes was a keen hobbyist in his prime.
That's not all we hear about Xerxes.
He was a man with a sizable body of work.
Glimpses of ancient erotica.
First edition?
I'm sorry. Are we interrupting?
The black market. Our technological evolution is something of a myth. The most powerful items in the world are all very old, very, very old, unfathomably old, and equally priceless. Redistribution of that wealth began around the time of the Phoenicians, which is in itself an interesting story. The Phoenicians were cleft from the bosom of the Templars. The two brothers were at the head of our organization until they suddenly parted ways.
Over a woman? It's usually about a woman. How exciting.
How droll. Always a bum rap.
One founded the Brotherhood of Phoenician Sailors, or as they are known today, the Phoenicians. So it could be said that this despicable practice, well, it's our own fault. Undoubtedly why the Templars have always been adamant about policing this trade, Venice directives or not. But even the Phoenicians knew the rules. Unwritten, unspoken, but rules. These items should never find their way into reckless hands, no matter the offer. I mean, the alternative is disaster.
Well, I think we could all use a stiff drink after that.
Oh, splendid.
So I have to say, that voice actor is not the one that I ever really expect seeing Mr. Rasputin look like here. Ian Tibbet Gladstone, which I suppose the name is very British, but seriously, he looks like Rasputin wannabe. And he has a significant amount of backstory and dialogue for someone who's really no giant effect on the game. So it's fun to sort of come in here and talk to these folks because there's a lot of stuff here. It's kind of fun. Anywho, reporting back to Mr. Sonnac, and hopefully I don't get lost. I think the first time I came into this place, I just kept on turning myself around back here because all of these rooms look remarkably similar to me, and I just kept on going in there and back in there and around and around and around, and got myself stuck in here for a good 5 minutes because of course I did.
Who there?
What news from the Crusades? Crusades is a spot in town. Crusades Club. Yay! Anywho. Reporting in, Mr. Sonnac.
Were I someone of loose morals trafficking in forbidden relics? Heaven forbid. Egypt would be quite the honeypot. Its ancient evenings are still heavy with power. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read." No, really, stop me. I'm grandstanding. 2 weeks ago, we received the poem Ozymandias on the back of an unsigned postcard from Cairo. It is, and always has been, a warning concerning gods and god-kings thought left to the shadow of history, or to romantic poetry. In an entirely unsurprising coincidence, we have been petitioned by the Council of Venice to respond to a matter in Upper Egypt. A great evil is rising in the sands. That's actually what was written. A great evil. Clearly, this requires our particular touch. The Council are ineffectual, but they take their peacekeeping responsibilities seriously, deathly seriously. The other societies will eventually be forced to respond. We should lead by example. This is one of the places civilization began. Let's see to it that civilization doesn't end there.
Alright. Through into Egypt. Can't take that yet. I'll die horribly. So, I have always liked the poem Ozymandias. I really, really have. It's a fun one. But,
Haven't you got somewhere to be?
you know, that's neither here nor there. Off to Egypt we go. There is a shortcut to getting to Egypt, actually, in Agartha. I'll show you in a sec. If, you know, you're not already readily familiar with it yourself. So the long way to Egypt is to go all the way down the Solomon Island branch of the Agartha tree. And, you know, there's a little portal at the very end that takes you over to Egypt. The short way is to just go here to the right. Well, I suppose looking at the entrances to town, the left of the New York hub, and just do a running jump off the edge. There you go. Fun times. And I gotta say, I don't mind Egypt, but it is possibly my least favorite of the set of zones. It's, I mean, I don't know. It's just it's the largest pain in the ass to travel around, which makes it a little bit less fun to go through and play through the missions here than anywhere else. I have to say, like, I go back and I occasionally play through Solomon Island, because those are fun missions, and I go back and I play through Transylvania missions and Tokyo. I play through Tokyo missions a lot, but here I've just really never come back to Egypt outside of dungeons and you know, events coming here for the golems. But yeah, just coming here to do missions almost never happens. I suppose the exception would be the issue what, 6? Yeah, the issue 6 missions. I did play through those a lot because those actually are fun. Anywho, now we are on to the storyline mission, Black Sun, Red Sand. Fun times. I'll be picking that up later. Hopefully you enjoyed this little playthrough of, you know, the bridge mission for the Templars. And until next time, folks. Later.